everybody, I want to welcome you out to Lost in the 80s. I'm Johnny B.
And I'm Bretman.
And so, before we begin this episode, there's obviously some different things going on here tonight.
You know, things seem to have gotten a little more high-tech since our last podcast.
Amen. You know
How
what?
about that?
You know, we sure don't have a problem spending money. Do we?
No, you do not.
No. So, yeah, we want to, we've upgraded. We're going pro.
I feel like Joe Rogan now with this mic here.
Yeah. Yeah, me too.
Yeah.
I feel like Tim Pool, Joe Rogan. So, as you can see, we've upgraded our mics and we've upgraded our recording system. So now we are recording off of the Rodecaster Pro.
And I'm excited.
Yeah.
I mean, if you like the Rodecaster Pro, let's hear you cheer for it. There.
Okay, let's say, who likes the Rodecaster Pro?
That's going to be the laugh one, by the way.
Oh, sorry.
Told you.
Sorry.
I think this is the...
So, let's just let that... Okay, so let's redo that.
Yeah, let's start that up.
Let's redo that. So, who likes the Rodecaster Pro? There we go. That's the right one.
We like the Rodecaster Pro, that's for sure.
This is the first time we're recording on this, so...
I know, so we're going to play with these buttons a little bit, so, you know, just bear with us while we do this for our next few episodes that we do here.
And the one thing I will say is you should expect more changes. We are planning on changing up our format a bit as soon as we get used to this new equipment. Right. And but we're excited.
Well, you know, and I think change is a perfect segue into our topic today because it's one of the title tracks, or one of the titles of one of the tracks on the album we're going to talk about today.
Awesome.
So, time for change.
Time for change.
So, and if you haven't guessed by now by the shirts John and I are both wearing and the little, CD case right there.
CD case in front.
You know, we're going to be talking today about Dr. Feelgood by Motley Crue. Their biggest album that they've ever done. Not necessarily their best, in my opinion, but
I don't know.
Yeah, hey, you know what? I'm not saying it's a bad album. We'll get into that in a minute, but
I would just dare say it is their best album.
It's their breakthrough album for sure. Even though they've had popular albums, this was the one that was like just blew up for them.
The thing I will say about Dr. Feelgood is, by the way, and Dr. Feelgood is an 80s album. It was released right at the end of 1989.
September 1st, so right as my junior year was starting.
Yep.
So, yeah. So, this classifies as 80s, even though most of the songs probably came out more in the 90s. Yeah. But, we still had Dr. Feelgood, and I think even Kickstart My Heart was out right before the end of the year there. So
I think it was.
We still have our 80s love for
Dr.
Feelgood.
But the thing I will say about Dr. Feelgood is it is probably the only rock album that gave Appetite for Destruction a run for its money.
Well, there you go.
At least in my opinion.
And the difference was Motley Crue recorded this while they were sober.
Yes, exactly. Where Guns N' Roses, I don't think they were sober.
I don't think they were sober.
I don't think so.
No, definitely not.
So,
going into this album, since let's just talk about it, jump right into it. Now, we're talking about, Vince Neil, Tommy Lee, Mick Mars, and of course, Nikki Sixx, Idaho's own Nikki Sixx, since he was born over in the Twin Falls area.
Yes, he was.
So we claim him even if he doesn't claim Idaho.
That's all right. We forgive him.
We do. But, hey, he was living in Jackson for the last few months, for crying out loud. He should have come over and visited us while we're here.
Yeah, that would have been cool.
Yeah, Nikki, if you're watching,
maybe we could get him on the podcast.
We'll get you on here. We'll talk to you about some Crue, whatever you want.
Yep.
But anyway, yes. So do you have a favorite little number off this album here?
I've got a couple. I think obviously I have a really hard time choosing between Dr. Feelgood and Kickstart Your Heart. They're both great songs, and I will, I don't know. It's like picking between your favorite child.
It is.
I mean, they both are just incredible. And then I hate to say it, but Without You, great song. I think that the other two are a little bit better, But Without You is an incredible song. It really
it's a great ballad. Let's be honest.
It is.
But one of the things that really impressed me about this album when it came out was just the intro of this album, because it starts out, you hear like, this ambulance and this doctor being paged over to the hospital, and then this car door slams, and then this heavy bass riff just kicks on for Dr. Feelgood. And I mean, my gosh.
Yeah.
I mean, I about fell out of my chair. Now, I'd heard Dr. Feelgood, obviously, from the video that was on MTV and that, but when I got this album, I was just blown away by the way it just led into that. And, oh my gosh, I knew that the rest of this album was a winner, just off the one song alone.
Well, and I hate to keep on making these comparisons, but I'm going to.
That's what he does.
That beginning of that heavy bass riff from Dr. Feelgood is a lot. It reminds me of that intro of Welcome to the Jungle, off of dun-dun-dun-dun-dun-dun-dun-dun.
Yeah, I'm following you.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I mean, they're just they mean business when those two songs start.
That's true, and they're both hard driving, straight up rockers.
Yep, exactly.
So, but what was really interesting about this album in general to me was that this was Dr. Feelgood's first album that they made sober. We joked about that earlier here. They'd all come out of rehab or rehab, however we want to say that. But, they were all really proud of this album, even though they were at each other's throats the entire time because they were sober.
Because they were sober.
And I don't know if anyone's seen The Dirt on Netflix or read the book or anything like that, but the way they portray it, they're like, Tommy Lee's sitting there just like, wow, it's like we've never recorded before, man. They're just, meanwhile, poor Vince is trying to sing the words, the same old situation, and Nicky has him keep doing it again and again until it's perfect.
Exactly.
But I mean, this album there's a high production quality to Dr. Feelgood.
There is. And
even though Motley Crue was pretty much, they pretty much had gone into mainstream rock by this time because their previous album, Girls, 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 was a big success. And, they were Motley Crue, so they've been big ever since Shout at the Devil, right?
Yep.
But now that, MTV had come around and kind of
mellowed them out a little bit.
Yeah, but this album freaking rocks. I mean, it's got its share of mellow, like you said, Without You is a great ballad and everything else. And it's got its share of blues, Slice of Your Pie's got that slide guitar. I mean, it's just a great album. In general, I don't have enough I can't say enough good things about this album.
Oh yeah. And that's why, again, is it one of those, I don't know if it's a perfect album, but it is close. It is damn close. Because there's really not a song on it I don't like.
No.
Another great one that they didn't release, but I loved was Don't Go Away.
They released that song.
Yeah.
Don't Go Away, Mad.
Don't Go Away. Did they release that song?
They did release that song.
Oh, okay.
Don't go away, Mad, just go away.
You know what? Right, they did. They did release it.
They did.
My bad.
It's a great song. I mean,
it is.
Like I said, there's not a bad song on this album, let's be honest here.
No.
You got to talk now for a second because I got to choke you in my water.
And I remember this album. This album hit me my last 2 years of high school. And so, a lot of these songs, they have deep meaning for me, especially, being a senior, a junior, and a senior in high school. And a lot of these songs just remind me so much of that last year of high school. So, it was a major part of my life.
I'm the same way. This like I said, this came out the start of my junior year, and into my senior year, it was just like, oh my gosh, it was a very meaningful album for me.
Oh yeah.
When I had the cassette, but I think I wore that thing out, so I was pretty happy to upgrade it to CD.
I think I had the cassette too, if I remember right.
But we should talk about some of the celebrities, the other artists that performed on this album, because a lot of people may not know. Yeah,
they had a ton of kind of weird ones on this.
Well, stuff you wouldn't associate with Motley Crue.
Yeah, exactly.
I mean, Steven Tyler from Aerosmith, he hops on there doing background vocals to Sticky Sweet, the intro to Slice of Your Pie.
Bryan Adams.
That's the weird one.
That's the weird one. Like, who would associate Bryan Adams with Motley Crue?
I don't know, but I remember hearing that when I was a kid, and I was like, "What is Bryan Adams doing on this album?" But it's not like you can hear him or anything like that. And Bryan Adams is amazingly talented, and we should probably cover him one day.
Yeah,
but
he's not my favorite.
No, but
he's got some good stuff.
Yeah, as far as Canadian performers, he's right up there with Rush, in my opinion.
Yeah.
No offense to our neighbors to the north.
Yeah.
But anyways, Jack Blades from Night Ranger was on there, and then the other one that kind of blows me away is Robin Zander and Rick Nielsen from Cheap Trick.
Yeah, from Cheap Trick
showing up on there, and they're singing, of all songs, "She Goes Down." We'll let you figure out what the meaning is to that one.
That's a little bit different for them.
And then, of course, there's Skid Row. They show up on this album. I mean, my gosh. What are you going to do? I just don't know. Anyway.
Wow.
That's the intro to She Goes Down. You can figure out the rest from there, right?
Exactly. By the way, we did check that we can have free use if it's between 5 and 7 seconds.
And that was definitely under
yeah, so sorry, we're
6 seconds.
We played little clips. We're gonna do better though.
Once we learn how to do this,
once we learn the board more.
But you know what? We don't care. We're having fun.
That's right.
And I like this. This has a timer right here, so we can see what we're doing, and we don't have to worry about the camera.
I know, it's really nice.
That's kind of nice too. I just noticed that. So, yeah. Hey, this is a great board. What can I say?
Yeah. For the price that it cost, it better.
I know. But anyways, so let me ask you this, and I know we've both been to lots of concerts before and stuff, and I don't know, have you ever seen Motley Crue live, aside from what you've seen on TV?
I saw Vince Neil.
You saw Vince Neil live?
Yes, it wasn't Motley Crue, but I saw Vince Neil.
Okay, all right. I saw Crue live back in 1997, 98, right after they reunited in the mid-90s, and they did like a greatest hits tour.
Okay.
So that was great, so there was no real new songs they were trying to push on us. It was all just 2 hours of classics, but I'm going to tell you, that was a great concert. That was, now you see things recently, and you make your own opinions on how things were in those recent videos of them performing live, but back then, they were good.
Yeah.
And that was just in a little auditorium up there in Idaho Falls, at Civic Auditorium. That was amazing.
That was awesome.
Oh, it was great. I'm not going to lie. I enjoyed it. So,
sure you did.
Yeah, but I mean, very entertaining guys too. If you've seen the movie, or if you read the book, or if you watched MTV, if you've seen interviews with these guys, these guys, I'd say there's bands that are considered party bands, Van Halen and stuff. I think these guys might have taken it to the next level when it comes to being a party band.
Yeah, I think that only the only band that I heard that was more wild than these guys was maybe Lynyrd Skynyrd.
And that's saying something.
Yeah, because Skynyrd was, like, they just destroyed everything that they went.
Thank goodness. Yeah, I'm glad I never had to deal with Skinner.
Yeah, that would have been... if I was a hotel, I wouldn't let him stay there.
No, definitely not.
Because you were guaranteed to be destroyed by the morning.
Right, exactly. But, getting back on topic.
Yeah, let's not stray.
We're trying to be better at that. We'll see how we do.
Yeah, we'll have to see how we do.
But, yes, Dr. Feelgood, Motley Crue, 1989. Great album. Rocks. Like I said, not a bad track on it. So if you've been living, as I like to say, if you've been living under a rock and don't know who Motley Crue is, or haven't heard this album, climb out from under your little rock.
Definitely is.
Go online. You can look it up.
You can
listen to it.
You can listen to it. You should buy it.
Yes.
Definitely one of the great, we're not just going to talk 80s, but one of the great rock and roll albums ever made.
Absolutely. Yep. And if you're watching this, below or whatever, feel free to comment and let us know what songs on here that you like off Dr. Feelgood, because, we have our opinions.
Oh, yeah.
But we like to know yours, too. And so, that's what that whole little comment section is for beneath, and don't forget to share it either.
Exactly.
It's shameless self-promotion.
So just talking about the Crue, so what would you say is your favorite Motley Crue song? It doesn't have to be on Feel Good.
Ooh. Now you're talking, naming your favorite child here.
No.
But if I was going to pick one, everyone's going to go off. Everyone likes to say "Shout at the Devil," or that. You know what? But I'm going to go off the song that really got me into Motley Crue, and not that I didn't enjoy them before, but when I heard this song, I was like blown away, and that was "Wild Side."
Yeah,
I just freaking love that song, and it was such a dark song too.
Yeah, it is.
But cool riffs and just great musicianship too. There's nothing about that song I don't love, and so that was when I really developed a love for Motley Crue and all their stuff. And
yeah,
oh my gosh, how about you?
Well, I hate to be cliche, but it's kind of a toss-up between "Shout at the Devil" and "She's Got the Looks That Kill."
Another good one, "Looks That Kill." Yep.
Yeah, early '80s, obviously, when they were first new, but I think both of those songs, again, they just have a rawness about them, and just a raw, pure talent. That's what I liked about those songs. So they've got to be my favorites. But close second would be Dr. Feelgood and Kickstart My Heart.
Yeah, there you go.
I think that the difference for me between those two first songs and these two later songs is the rawness.
Right.
The two, I would give the edge to the earlier songs just because they that was when they were first coming out and they were a raw talent, and it was just pure talent, where I love this album, but they are a little bit produced.
Right. Well, and you can never beat Motley effing Crue.
That's right.
I had to stop myself there for a second because
Well,
I don't know which one's the beep button. So
yeah, we need to put a swear button on here.
We have one. We just don't know which one it is right now.
Not yet.
But that's okay. But yeah. So anyways, we should probably wrap this up here. It looks like
we're probably getting to the end, which kind of sucks, right? Whoa.
Sad panda.
Sad.
Yeah. But anyways, that's okay. Oh my gosh.
When we learn to use this thing, we'll have to see where this show goes.
It's going to be scary. I wonder what it'd be like.
Magical.
Okay, I'm over. I'm done dreaming now.
Wow.
That's where we'd cut to something, but we don't have the time for that.
No, we don't.
So no cutting to a dream sequence now or anything like that.
So, but anyways, I want to thank everybody for joining us tonight. I hope that I hope you guys like this podcast, and I hope you guys like how we sound.
Let us know.
It did cost us a lot of money to upgrade our systems and all that. And the thing that kind of sucks is the system we had before this was kind of expensive too. So not as expensive as this, but what do you do, right?
Hopefully this is the last upgrade for a while.
This has got to be the last upgrade for a while, because I don't think we have any more money.
There you go. That's it.
We're going to have to go on Patreon or something to start funding this.
We've talked about that.
Yeah.
You might start to see that in the future sometime.
Exactly. So, but anyways, real quick, I did want to mention that we've got some really cool, exciting things coming up. We are doing a concert next week. I'm going to edit this and get it up, but next week we'll be having a concert here in Station Square. We'll probably do a special quick, just a quick announcement blurb about it, because we are going to have the producer and lead singer of the band coming, the Carolina Reapers, come in and be guests on our podcast. So we're going to have them come on probably next week, I believe.
That's when they're here, yeah. So
and
we'll definitely have them. And
that might be a long one, because I think there's a lot of stories to tell there.
I'm sure there is, yes. It'll be interesting to see. But yeah, if you haven't checked them out, they're a fun, rocky blues type band. Mm-hmm. And these kids are impressive. That's
exactly
the best way to put it. So
2-night free concert right here in Station Square, where our studio's located. And so we're excited for that.
That's right.
All right, well, I guess we better end this. So
yeah, another great episode of
Lost Podcast. We want to thank you for joining us. I'm Johnny B.
I'm Bretman.
And hey, remember, he's the one they call Dr. Feelgood.